Hey everyone, welcome to week 2 of our online videos. Today our program is going to be creative expressions, and what we're going to be doing is we are going to be writing short stories, but we're first going to be doing a nature walk and using our 5 senses. And then what we find with our 5 senses, we're going to incorporate that into our short story and get pretty creative. So before we start, and I give you the rest of the directions, I wanted to make sure everyone remembers what your 5 senses are. So we have hearing, seeing, smelling, tasting, and touch, okay? So those are what we're going to be using and to basically make up our short story. So first off, I've noticed that a lot of you guys really like going outside during this time, getting some fresh air, going for a walk. It's something that I think we all need. So I wanted to incorporate that also into our activity. So what I want you to guys do is I want you to go take a walk, whether it's through your neighborhood or that it's at a park nearby your house, either or really whatever you can do, whatever's easiest for you guys right now. And while you're on your walk, I want you to use your 5 senses. And I want you to try and find at least 2 different examples for each of your 5 senses. So you're technically going to be finding 10 different things. If you want to do more, totally fine. It's really up to you. I am hoping today it's really nice out, so when I'm recording this, so I'm hoping on the day that you guys do this activity, it's really nice out still. If it does rain or it's just like pretty gross out and you don't want to go outside, you can change it up by, the first thing is you can do is you can think back, like maybe earlier in the week if you took a walk, and just think back of like all the things that you saw and really like reflect on what you did and what you saw, maybe what you heard, things like that, and try and use your 5 senses, and like what you use your 5 senses with. Or the second one, you can go take a walk around your house inside, and you can pretty much just give a room one of your senses. So maybe like go into your kitchen and use your taste, or go into your bedroom and use your sense of smell, things like that. You can go and use a closet, a bathroom, living room, a garage, really anything, just to try and get a different perspective from each room. Okay? The only supplies that you're going to need during this is if you have the printout that has like the little boxes and it has all 5 senses, you can either take that. If you don't have that, then just grab a piece of paper and write down your 5 senses first, and then maybe even have like a little box just so you know that this word goes with this sense, and so on and so on. And then really all else you need is a pen or a pencil. Okay, so once you guys have all that, go ahead and get ready for your walk, and I will give you some examples of what maybe you might find on your walk, okay? Alrighty. What do you smell? Do you smell flowers beginning to bloom? Can you smell food being cooked on a grill? What else can you smell? Now, what do you see? Is the sky clear or cloudy? Do you see trees swaying in the wind, or dogs on a walk? Maybe even cars driving by. What can you hear? Take a break and close your eyes and just listen. Can you hear birds chirping or the geese walking around? Do you hear road construction going on? Once you're done listening to the sounds around you, start walking again. Now use your fourth sense. What can you feel? Is the grass wet, soft, or prickly? Can you find a tree? Is that trunk rough or smooth? See what you can find around you and explain how it feels. Lastly, what about taste? Have you passed by anyone that had a snack? Can you imagine what their snack tastes like? Can you still taste your breakfast or even a coffee you had earlier this morning? What about a glass of water you may have brought with you? Try to explain to us what that tastes like to you. Alright guys, so those were some examples that I wanted to provide for you. So once you're outside and you're on your walk, really enjoy it and really take the time to think about what you're hearing, what you're seeing, smelling, tastes that are already there, or like I said, if you see someone eating or drinking, how you think it would taste towards you, and how things feel. Take your shoes off, go for a walk in the grass if there's any grass around, and yeah. So after you get at least 2 examples for each of your 5 senses, this is where we start to get really creative, okay? So I want you to go ahead and come up with a short story, and try and incorporate all of those things that you found on your walk, okay? When you're writing a short story, I just want you to remember these 6 different things, okay? And this is, I think you guys have done this in the past, writing short stories, so it might be just a little review for everyone. The first thing is your point of view. What's the viewpoint that this story is being told? Are you telling the story? Are you being told by someone different? Like, who is actually telling your story? The second thing is choosing a setting for the story. Now, this can be like, where is the story taking place? Is it at the park you were just at? Is it somewhere in space? Do you want it to take place on a boat in the middle of the ocean? It's really up to you, and you can pick anywhere in the world that you want it to be set in. The third part is characters, okay? Do you only have one character? Are you the only character in the story, or do you have a lot of different characters in your story? Explain who they are, what he or she likes or doesn't like. Just really explain your characters, so when people are listening to your story, we know who you're talking about and different things about your characters. The fourth thing is the plot of the story, and this is like what happened in the story. Again, get creative, make it silly if you want to make it silly. Just get creative. It's all up to you, okay? The fifth part is conflict of the story, or what is interesting in your story. So again, it's all up to you. It can be as silly as you want it to be, or it can be like super serious. And then the last part is our resolution. And this is, how do the characters of the story solve the issues, or how do they go about anything interesting that may have happened in your story? So when you're writing your stories, try and remember those 6 different components and make it as fun or serious and creative as you want it to be. We can also, I'm happy to hop back on Zoom and we can share our stories if there's enough time, or if you don't want to and you just want to take your time writing it, or if you want to just share it with the instructor that's with you, or if you want to share it with your family later in the day. It's really all up to you. I want you to have as much fun with this as you can and just think outside the box, you know? And that's really it. And I hope that we can share our stories and I can hear some of these awesome stories that you guys come up with, okay?